Welcome to the 6th annual Power On Deliver Strong Innovation Week. I am Amy Heiler and I'll be your host for this session. We are celebrating you and Encore's strong culture of innovation. This week, employees will have the opportunity to participate in 19 sessions that include our teammates from all across the service territory who promote and inspire what it means to be a champion of innovation and continuous improvement at Encore. These Innovation Week sessions have been classified as training and are intended for Encore employees only. As a reminder, during the session today, if you have a question you would like to ask, please type it in the Q&A section located at the bottom right of your screen. And now, I'm happy to introduce this session, Spirit of Innovation Award, Safety Excellence 2022, Mike McClintock. Mike is a crew supervisor in Athens Distribution. He received the Safety Excellence Award for his work in developing and continuing to conduct rubber cover academies in the East District. This session has a different format than the rest. We have a pre-recorded video of Mike discussing what Rubber Cover Academy is, how it came about, and a segment of Mike demonstrating a portion of the Rubber Cover Academy with his crew. During the video, Adrian Valdez, a former distribution lineman and operations manager and current CEI performance management consultant, will be dropping some questions in the chat, and I'll be answering those and any others that come in to the best of my ability. Any questions that I'm not able to answer, I will follow up with Mike after this session and respond to you by email. All right, let's start the video.
I'm Mike McClintock. I'm a crew supervisor in Athens, Texas. I've been with the company a little over 48 years. I've been a crew supervisor for over 30 years. And I started with Dallas Construction with Texas Power and Light. But for the last 46 years, I've been in Athens, and that's where I'm planning on staying. I'm not going anywhere else. For those who don't know, rubber cover is what we use to be as safe as we possibly can. There's always accidents, there's things that can happen, and as long as we put the rubber cover on first, it helps protect us. We cover the linemen with gloves, sleeves, but we put RPE on the lines. It's just our safety. It's the fundamental, the foundation for us being safe, doing what we do. About 5 years ago, back before COVID, it was a safety committee the year before came up with the idea of some type of rubber cover academy to teach people to try to get rubber cover consistently through the East District. It didn't get off the ground with them, and they brought it to us, and I happened to be on the safety committee the next year. And I thought, that is a very good idea. It stuck in my head. I couldn't let it go. And I talked to a lot of people about it, and it was a work in progress as to how we were going to do it. Because you think you got a journeyman lineman that's been doing this for 20 years, and I'm going to tell him I'm going to teach you how to cover. He's not going to accept that very well. So how were we going to go about it? We were going to go about it by we're going to find the best way we can to cover up that makes us the safest we can be. That's what Rubber Cover Academy is. Sharing ideas. It's teaching the young ones. The old ones learn something too. I've learned several things just by going through it. Rubber Cover Academy is for the benefit of all, that we all learn something and we all share with each other. We're just covering up like we're going to change out the middle insulator, so we're just going to cover it all up, okay? Y'all help him, hand him some stuff. What y'all think? Is he doing all right? Cole, you watching?
Yes, sir.
Kind of tough with them sleeves there. Anybody could have put that on easier.
First.
Over there first? Yeah, maybe. There you go. Oop. You better pull it up on that shoe, or that's gonna slide down on as slack as that is. You may be a little vertically challenged right now. Nah, let's not worry about the other side right now. There's some pretty good talking points right here. What do y'all think so far? You see anything cold? You're the young one.
Well,
I
just didn't understand why wouldn't you put a blanket on that shoe right there? Because there's one on that one, but not on that.
Well, he should have, shouldn't he? But the reason he didn't is because Bryant sent for a different. Where's the one you brought? Bring that blanket that you just brought. Because that neutral is so close to the pole, it's hard to get cover up on it. So give it to Aaron and let him put it across all the way, and he can cover both things without the small one. You got a pin? Just do one side and then the other.
And you coming across.
Yeah, and you can take that other one off if you want to. I think it'll go far enough without it, maybe, or leave it on. It ain't hurting the thing. Got a pin? There you go. All right, now what y'all think? Could you work there safely?
Yeah.
Do anything different? Where we gonna be working? Are we working in here? Yeah, we're working in here. But if a tail of a jumper or something gets away from you, what's right here? You see that? That's exposed right here. Let's wrap that up. Can you wrap it up for me and make it be the other way of doing rubber cover? Not really a lot wrong with that. That's good cover, but this is better cover. And that's what we're looking for, is what's better. And that'll work. No, put that one on there. If you do a split, you still have the same problem, just in a different location. Just pull it around, wrap it just like that. And pull the other side around and wrap it just like that. Now you can see that exposure that was on both of these is gone. Y'all agree? Better cover. But I'm not going to get you to do that one. This a little tall. Anybody do anything different?
You use smaller blankets on the secondary wire if it's sagged or something with the weight.
Because of the weight? All right, let's see that. Let's use small blankets. Take that big one off. Let's use small blankets. Just a different way of doing it. And you may be working on those two there, and you'd rather have two where you can manipulate them one at a time to get to those different conductors.
You're gonna need a smaller.
Yeah, you're gonna need a solid. What's the benefit of doing it this way?
You can work on them individually.
Yeah. You can uncover one, just like you're going to work on. Yeah. You're going to work on it. That keeps everything else covered up, just what you're working on at that time. Because rubber cover is not just covering it up. Rubber cover is also manipulating the cover during the process of doing your work. Or maybe taking it off, putting it back on. Or maybe just sliding it out of the way and then sliding it back. Whatever you got to do. Because a lot of times there's no reason to cover up what you're going to work on first, unless you have to, just to safely cover the rest of it. You can leave it exposed. That's the first thing you're going to do. So why put it on and take it right back off? So now he can work on that one. When he gets through with that one, just lay it down. Now the other one's uncovered. He can work on it. And if he was going to do something else when he got through with that, then all he has to do is take it off, pull it up, hang it back on the top one, and let it drape over both of them like it was to the beginning. To me, that's the simplest way to do it right there, because you're only using one blanket. But it's all situation. Everything's different. And just like we talked about earlier, the weight may prohibit you from doing it with one big blanket. You got some little number 6 secondary or something like that. All right, let's uncover it. Now we're going to uncover it the same way we covered it. We're going to uncover it safely, right? So let's uncover it. And we're going to do it the same way we installed it. It's usually, what is it usually? Just reverse order. Not always, but usually. And sometimes we have to cover in the rain, don't we? Raining and the sun's trying to shine. That's a good deal. Yeah, that's a good job. Let's move our rubber down out of the way a little bit. We're going to do both sides at the same time, like we're doing it out of 2 buckets. And now you have questions because you're young. You have questions. You either do it. Ain't no wrong doing. We'll talk about it. Either do it, or if you want to ask a question before you do it, do that. Just whatever you want to do.
It's in waves, and right now it's
All right, let's cover this one up.
What are we doing? Just covering it up?
Yeah, we're just covering it up. Let's just say we're covering it up so we can get to that middle insulator. Somebody tell me how you cover. 3 ways to cover.
Bottom to top,
Bottom, top, out in.
Bottom up, outside in, or nearest first. Do you think, you're good, but do you think you should have probably covered this up before you went inside of it to cover that? See what I'm saying? Yeah, cover it and get all your exposure, especially when you're going to be putting your back to it. Is it sliding on hard? Are you having to strain?
A little bit.
Take it back off. Now, which way is the line? You see, you're trying to put that on. You're trying to put it, and you're trying to get all this to go down there. Turn it around and start with the other end and see how it goes. Same thing you did just then. Start with this end instead of that end. Because of the roll of the blanket. You step back. I just want to show you this. I want to show you this. You put that on here like this, and I don't have gloves on. You see me put that on with 3 fingers, and you were straining? Huh? See what I'm talking about? It's not hard. Never touch anything. There's no strain. Use your fingers to open it up. You see this? Use your thumb to open it as you go in. You keep it bowed up. You keep it bowed, and it makes it fall on.
You don't always have to push it down.
See?
Out.
That's the thing. If you're coming like this, look at all that resistance you're trying to go through. If you bow it up, you cut that resistance down to about that far, and you're not pushing against it. Here you go. And bow it up and use that thumb to open it up. See this? If you're trying to put it on, it'll go up in here real easy. If you're trying to fight it through here, you're having to get it all the way around this lip. So if you're right-handed or left-handed, and are you covering above or below you? That makes a difference which way you start it. You're not always going to do that, and you're definitely not going to do it on little wire, but on big wire, it makes it so much easier. All right. Now, we talked about this a while ago. That's probably good cover up for normal things, but do we know a better way? Did you see Aaron wrap that one a while ago on both sides?
You like doubled it? Put it on.
No, he took this under and pulled this back and sealed it off.
Prevent any
See,
coming through there.
get a split blanket. Keith, you better come do this. You're a little taller. Put your split blanket on there because we're going to untie it and then tie it back. All right, now let's untie it. Somebody get him a new tie wire, and we'll just set it off. Just like with chain out insulator. We'll just untie it, put our hoses together, set it off, and then put it back, tie it in again. The best person for paying attention to film, didn't he? There you go.
You said you want to take.
Yeah, just put them just put them together and set it off like we normally would, you know, and get your gap over on one side so it won't be on the arm. There you go. Out of the way. Now, all right, now let's just, same thing, we're ready. We got the insulator changed out, let's tie it back in. Just do the same thing to the other side and then just run it out from there a long ways. That way it won't be so hard for the next to untie, because that's not the full purpose of it. You're going to get you a pair of pliers.
You don't know.
Yeah, he's going to get them. There you go. and slide them back up and cover it back up. That in there ain't much. You can't get a hold to get real good. We need to get rid of that. See, a while ago we was wrapping it, and we were wrapping it with a solid blanket. Now he's going to do the same thing with a split blanket, but you got to be careful with a split blanket, especially doing it the way he's doing it. And I'll tell you why in just a second. Because of the gap that it naturally leaves because the split blanket is on the back side. Do it again. Put the gap on your side. Same thing. Just tuck the back part under. You're going to kick the back over a little more.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I know. I know. Now, don't tell me I'm going to come up there and do that. I'm going to get Logan to do it. The reason, if you're going to do a split blanket, that you should have it out here is so you can see what kind of gap you got right here. If you put it on the back side, you can't see it, and it might be important. If you're moving jumpers or something like that, it could get away, get under it, whatever. A whole lot easier to do it with a gap on the other side, but if nothing else, get around there and look. And when you pull these two tails, if you'll cross them just a little bit, it'll make it close up just a little bit more. What else, guys? What y'all think? Who's gonna do something different? Huh?
It's good to me.
Well, what about that over there? Does it look good? Do you like this? Do you like that? Huh? What are you doing? It's according to what you're doing. It's according to the situation. But that's kind of just sitting there blowing in the breeze, is it not? Would we be better off if we put another pin on the bottom, or just didn't have it hanging the same on both sides? Take that off. At least take those pins off. Now put it over. Slide it over some. Away from you, yeah. Going over. Now put the pins on. Got another pin or two, Logan? Two more. Now wrap the bottom under and wrap it up. You may not went over quite far enough on there. Yeah, now put a pin on. Yeah, you should have put that right. Yeah, we should have pushed it over a little more, but that way it's not just, it's secure, it's not just blowing in the breeze.
All in all, it would have been better with singles.
Yeah, it would have been better with singles, but it's according to what the situation, what you're doing, what you're working on, and what you're gonna do. In the process of doing rubber cover, it's made me work safer, it's made me consider safety more, it's made me think more about safety because I had to. I had to figure out a way, how can you do a rubber cover academy? How can you present it? It was not an easy thing. I talked to a lot of people. We built this facility, we built the first part just low on the ground. We did rubber cover 1 and rubber cover 2. Rubber cover 1 was mainly all simulation. Rubber cover 2 was more actually doing the work in the process of covering it up too. And I've learned lots of things. I've taught lots of things, and I think everybody has got a whole lot out of it. And it shows up. You can see it out in the field from the ones that are doing it now. 48 years. I've learned lots of things. And I feel it's very important to impart what I've learned, as much as I can of what I've learned, and pass it on to the younger generation. There's some things I've seen that hopefully they'll never see because of technology and the advancements we have. But if I tell them something and then they run across it one night, hopefully that little birdie will scratch them on the back of the head and say, hey, you remember that old sucker telling you about this? And it'll keep them safe. It'll make them safer. It'll let them know what to do in that situation. I think it's very important for me and anybody like me to impart as much as you can on the young ones as you're on your way out. If I was wanting to tell somebody about innovative ideas and what I thought about them, before I started Rubber Cover, I probably wouldn't have thought a whole lot about it. But now that I have, and I've been through this, an innovative idea, it may not really be a good idea, but you will not know until you pursue it. There's no bad ideas. You have to be like a little bulldog and stay with it until you figure out, hey, we're not going to do it. No idea is bad. All ideas should be, they should be considered, thought out, maybe investigated, and try to make the best place we can out of this and the safest place we can out of this. Somebody was asking me about Rubber Cover, and they didn't know anything about it. And I said, well, did you drive to work this morning? And they said, yeah. And I said, did you put your seatbelt on? And they said, yeah. I said, why? Well, to be safe. I said, all right, what's a seatbelt going to do? Well, a seatbelt, if you have an accident, whether it's your fault, somebody else's, whatever, it's hopefully going to keep you from having an injury or minimize those injuries. We put Rubber Cover on for the same reason, for our safety. Minimize an injury or prevent an injury, one of the two. But now let me ask you this. Will that seatbelt prevent the injury? Prevent the accident? Seatbelt's not going to prevent that accident. Rubber Cover can. It can prevent it from ever happening in the first place, and if it does, an accident happens, then it's going to minimize or eliminate injuries associated with it.
Thank you to Mike and his crew and everyone on this session for supporting our culture of continuous improvement and innovation. If you would like to view this session again or share with a coworker, please visit the Innovation Week schedule tab next week to find the recordings. If you have any questions regarding Innovation Week, please visit the Innovation Week website or email us at pods@encore.com. We hope to see you in the next session.